who next year on Penn State needs to have a season in order for us to win
Top
a
three.
national title? Like who?
3 players. Let's do 3 because
do top do 1 through 3.
So the fun thing about this is you almost want to pick guys that aren't the best guys on the team because you know they're going to show out. Like Nick Singleton, Katron Allen, you already know they're going to go off. Like those aren't players that need to be on this list in my eyes. Players that need to be on this list is one of the 2 receivers, right? One of them has to go off. Like, is it Devontae Ross? Is it Kyron Hudson? You could probably put both of them in there out of the 3. But I'll do Kyron Hudson. We need one of them, right? So I'll do Kyron Hudson. Whoever the tight end one's going to be, Luke Reynolds or Rappaway or Dinkins. So Luke Reynolds, I'll say Luke Reynolds. And should probably do one for defense. Tony Rojas.
Yeah, so for me, the one player that needs to have like a breakout type, just balls to the wall, Heisman finalist is Drew Aller. I think
I could have put him too. I should have put him.
I think Drew Aller is going to be – Drew Aller has to be elite. Like number 1 pick-esque.
Yeah.
And, that doesn't mean that he needs to have 4,000 yards passing or something like that, but he needs to be really good. He just needs to play how he can play. He just needs to be himself. So he needs to have a season, and I do think it's going to make or break what we do. Whether or not we win a national title, I think will fall on Drew Aller's shoulders because he has –
and company.
Yeah, so yeah. I know he doesn't have – we have question marks at receiver still, but it's I just think what he can do with what he has will make all the difference in the world. Just to kind of compare, Pat Mahomes, man, what they do is pretty magical. They don't have a ton of phenomenal players, and they win a lot. They also have a great coach, but it's just in the sense that what can you do with what you have, because he could have a Heisman finalist season. That kid should win the Heisman Trophy. That's how good he is. And I think he's one of the top 5 favorites to win it. He has the running backs. He has the O-line.
Yep.
He has the tight ends. All he has to do is just work with his receivers. But I think it's going to fall on his shoulders. And then, second one would be one of the 2 receivers.
Yep.
And then probably Tony Rojas. What can he do?
We need linebacker. Yep.
Yeah, he's a freak, man. I like him a lot. He's just one of those guys that I think he's only going to get better. I mean, he's just a freak. He's a specimen of a person. He's just fast, big, strong, muscular, just a great overall player. So I think it's going to come down to Drew, one of the receivers, if they can really break out, have a Randy Moss type of season. You know what I mean? Just be a breakout guy. And then Tony Rojas, because pretty much everywhere we're good, man. But I just want to see Drew Aller do Drew Aller, I just want to see him do his thing. I want to see him just make the most of what he has. So, Anthony Morelli, Michael Robinson, Carol Clark, they all had pretty legit weapons. But, for example, Notre Dame, they didn't have a ton of talent, but they made the national title. I don't think they really had any standout receivers. Ohio State did, but they also had Timu Peyton Manning as their quarterback. So, there's teams out there, man, that they do it without immense talent at receiver. So And I know he can do that. Like, he can just make everyone around him better because he's so good.
Yeah.
But he's progressed. Franklin's progressed. Aller's progressed. The 22 class is, I would say, progressed immensely, especially Abdul Carter. I mean, this kid was in high school in 3 years ago. Now he's going to be possibly the number 1 pick. So I just really think it's going to fall on Drew Aller, what he can do, what he can produce, and can he, really make it happen with what he's got.